We've been saying recently, what you want to do is get out ahead of it. You want to get out ahead of your thoughts. And people want to get out ahead of it. They just don't know what that means. And we gave one example already. Segment intending means I'm in a new segment. New people just walked into the room. And do you know that our segment just changed? Because they have no idea what we've been talking about. And so the energy of the room has just shifted. Now, not a problem to all of us because we're in the vortex, yes? We're in that empowerment. Might be a little while for them to catch up with it, but the segment did just shift, and therefore you are going to notice a little repetition that you wouldn't have noticed before had new people not walked into the room. Following what we're getting at? Getting out ahead of it. Don't want confusion on the part of those that haven't been here. So when you get into your automobile, it's a new segment. When a new person joins you at the dinner table, a new segment begins. And if you will take just a moment, we're talking about a few seconds to acknowledge, new segment, and what I intend is. Because if you get out ahead of it, what I intend is to have fun. If you're out ahead of it, even though somebody who joined your dinner table who was in a bad mood and wasn't planning on having any fun, if you got out ahead of it with your intent to have fun, you're more likely to have fun even though he isn't. This is powerful stuff because we love you so much, you are knee-jerkers. You have knee-jerk reactions to life, and that holds you in mundane creation. It holds you in less powerful creation. It doesn't let you feel your absolute power. Now here's another thing. We're going to stay with you for a little while on this conversation until we can feel that you're grasping it. Because this process, you've heard the words before, daydream. Do you remember when you were kids? Before you were responsible? Before you felt responsible? Before you were resistant, before you were defensive? Some of you can remember those moments in time. Some of them you've been living recently, but it's a little snatch of time where somehow you're not resistant in thought, and your mind is just receiving the ingredients of your vortex. They're putting themselves together with the tutelage or tutorialage with the help of your inner being, who knows where you stand in relationship to everything that you want and knows what the ingredients that you've put into your vortex is. So knows what the path of least resistance is for you to receive a thought. So do you think that you're here to create your own reality? You are, but do you think that the reason that you are here to create your own reality is that when you create your own reality, you will like it better? Well, that's one reason. But it isn't the reality that you are creating that you are here about. It's the thrill of reality creating that you're here about. It's the thrill of lining up with your true power and watching what you desire flow to you through the power of your own focus. It's the journey. Now, you've heard that your whole life. The joy is in the journey. Almost everybody is saying it, and nobody knows even what they mean when they're talking about the joy is in the journey. But we want you to know that what we mean by the joy is in the journey is that you did a lot of the journey when you knew what you didn't want and therefore knew what you did want. And you say, well, that was not all that joyful. And we say, well, it was to your inner being because you were identifying who you are. When someone was rude, you said, I like nicer. When somebody was hateful, you want more love. When somebody is diminished in some way, you want upliftment. When someone is sick, you want well. When someone's confused, you want clarity. When it's you, even more. You've been isolating and identifying, and there is this extraordinary grouping of ingredients that are the making of an ecstatic life experience for you. But you got to find a way to be in the vibrational vicinity of it. Now, we've been telling you this story in lots of different ways. We've been saying to you, step one is you ask. That's the contrast part of it. Know what I don't want. Ask for what I do want, whether you put it in words or not. Step two is that's the source energy part of it. That's your inner being part of it. That's the vortex part of it. That's the gathering of the cooperative components part of it. Step two, when you ask, it is given. It's in vibrational form, and you say, I don't want it to be in vibrational form. I want it to be out where I can see it. I'd like to park it in my garage. I'd like to take it to my bed. I would like to go to the movies with it. I don't want this vibrational reality creation, and we say, but it is that way in the beginning. And so if you will accept that the ingredients are there and that you will be guided, you will be led, you'll be called, you are being guided, you are being led, you are being called to your path of least resistance. But what we're saying to you here today is you've got some whopping resistance going on, because you have played the objective game so much that you hardly ever put yourself in a position where you can receive an impulse that's on the path of least resistance and feel the empowerment of your inner being about it.